Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly photo chats. So today I'm going to talk about a camera that I was able to dismantle and clean and put back together. And I'm not real mechanical. I'm not real good at fixing things. I usually buy things that are working, and if I have to go get something to a repair shop, it might be time to sell it. But this is a little Brownie Hawkeye that I picked up. It was in really good condition, and it had the metal advance. They came with two versions. The older one had the metal advance, and the later one had a plastic advance. If you can find one, if you're looking for an old classic Kodak Hawkeye made out of Bakelite plastic, you can't go wrong, especially if you get the one with the metal advance. It shoots a 6x6 negative. It was the camera everybody used for snapshots back in the 40s and 50s. And a lot of times their window, their prism for focus gets a little bit dirty. And I read online how to clean it. And I'm like, I'm never going to shoot it if it's got a dirty screen that I can't see. And it's sort of trying to be like a TLR. It's got a waist level finder that has a mirror and it sees through that top window. But it's not really a TLR. A TLR, like a Rolleiflex, has two lenses that you can focus at the same time, and you can actually see your focus and all. This one just has a window, and it's just a point and shoot camera. This is again, a 30th of a second or a 60th of a second, and it's got one aperture. It's like f/16. The idea is put film in it, shoot outside, you'll get something on the film. That was the way they made cameras. If we give you one small aperture, things will be in focus. If you shoot outside with enough light, you'll get something on the negative. That was the whole key to photography. Now this is a 620 camera. It says inside specifically, do not use 120 film, because they wanted to sell 620 film. But you can use 120 film in this. In fact, the plastic handled one has a couple of little tabs they put on to make it a little bit more difficult to use 120 film. But everything I've read online talks about how as long as you get a 620 take-up spool, so the take-up spool is 620, and then your 120 film goes in the supply side, you can shoot 120 in this all day long. And on that plastic model, you have to bend a couple of tabs out of the way because they put those there to get in the way of the 120 reel and the mechanics of how that reel sits inside the camera. And I was able to clean that prism. Literally, I took it apart. I took this front element off, and I actually cleaned it with soap and water. And I couldn't believe that I was using soap and water on a glass prism, but I've heard from repair people that's what they do. And now it's like brand new. I can see so well inside of it, and you probably can't. I don't know if you can see anything in there. But the idea is, it's a simple little camera. I was talking about a Diana camera. Well, this is another camera that you just want to see what it can do, how it works, the look of that 1950s was about. What does a black and white or a color roll of film through an old Brownie Hawkeye look like? Some people take the lens off and then they invert it, and then they end up with a camera that has a very sharp center and then really soft out of focus the edges of the frame. So there's a lot of things you can do with this, and these cameras you can find all day long for $10. I see them all the time at thrift stores and at antique stores, and they literally are $10. Look for the metal wine, but the plastic one's okay too if you find that, and know that you can take it apart and clean it. If I can, you can, because I am not good at things like that. And my trick is I use a bowl, and I put the camera in the bowl, and then I take the screws and know if they fall, they'll fall into the bowl. And that's my trick for how to not lose screws. And I just work on my kitchen table with a little light, just a desk lamp, and I'm literally able to see what I'm doing, not lose any pieces. It was so easy to do, and now I have a camera that is almost like vintage 1950. Let's go out and make some snapshots. So I'll take this when I go to like a friend's party just because it's weird and odd, and I already have pictures of them with a Leica. I already have pictures of them with a Rolleiflex. I need something different to keep my interest up. How many portraits of these people do I need shot the exact same way? But this creates a new way of working. This is like a fun simplicity is what I'm bringing into my photography, and working with cameras that are bringing the fun. Because photography should be fun. I consider it both my work and my joy. I think Jim Jarmusch said, the filmmaker, that he considers himself an amateur filmmaker because he always wants to do it for love, not just for money. And I love making photographs. And if I'm bringing out that Diana camera I was talking about, or if I'm bringing out this, there's something very almost goofy about it. If I go out to the 4th of July parade in town, maybe I'll take this with me and try to photograph some of the people in a way that feels like 1950s Americana. Again, whatever makes you creative, whatever gets you out, whatever inspires you. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money and be a new Leica lens. It can be a simple, old-fashioned camera that you can pick up for $10 and load a roll of film in and go out and have fun with. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. It's all loaded. There's a famous William Eggleston photo of a woman lying on the grass, and she's holding this camera. All right, that's today's photography talk. Hey, if you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. Thanks so much to all of my supporters. Thanks for everybody for watching and comments. I love all those. I love answering those. And I'll be back next week. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.